Forget everything you know about the modern world. Your rights, your freedom, your access to clean water, medicine, and food. Erase it all. The year is somewhere in the Middle Ages. There are no safety nets, no hospitals waiting to save you, no police protecting you, no democracy giving you a voice. You are born into a world ruled by land, blood, steel, and God. In this world, your birth decides almost everything. The cradle you enter determines whether you spend your life knee-deep in mud or seated upon a throne of gold. Most people never rise. Most people never escape. Most people die exactly where they were born. But today, you will climb the impossible ladder. From the lowest peasant in the kingdom to the most powerful man alive. This is your life. From a medieval serf to a king.
You are a serf, the lowest rung of society. Your world consists of a tiny village surrounded by endless fields owned by a lord you may never even meet. Before dawn, long before the first light reaches the horizon, you wake to the sound of coughing. The air inside your hut is thick with smoke from yesterday's fire. Your home is little more than a wooden frame covered with mud and straw. Rain leaks through the roof. Wind creeps through the walls. The floor beneath you is dirt. Beside you sleep your wife and children. Near the entrance stand your only valuable possessions, 2 chickens and a thin goat. You keep them inside because theft is common and winter is merciless.
Breakfast is not guaranteed. Many mornings there is none. You step outside into darkness. The cold bites your skin immediately. Your day begins before sunrise and ends after sunset. Every day, every week, every year. You plow fields using primitive tools. You plant rye, barley, and oats. You repair fences. You gather firewood. You dig drainage ditches. You haul stones. You work until your hands split open and bleed. But almost nothing you produce belongs to you. The church demands taxes. The local lord demands taxes. The king demands taxes. By the time everyone takes their share, barely enough remains to feed your family. And if the harvest fails, you starve.
Winter is your greatest enemy. Not war, not crime, not foreign invaders. Winter. Every year, families disappear. Children develop fevers and never wake up. Elderly villagers slowly fade away. Entire households vanish before spring. Death is so common that nobody speaks of it for long. There is simply too much work to do. You live knowing that one bad harvest can erase everything. One sickness can destroy your family. One drought can kill an entire village. You do not own the land. You cannot leave the land. You are tied to it. You belong to it. In the eyes of society, you are barely more than a resource. You are born a serf, and you expect to die a serf. Then, everything changes. War arrives. It begins with rumors, whispers at the village well, stories from travelers, arguments between nobles over land and inheritance. Soon, messengers arrive, carrying banners. Your lord has called for soldiers, not professional warriors, not knights. You, the peasants, the farmers, the laborers. You are handed a spear, perhaps a rusty helmet, perhaps nothing at all. Within days, you are marching away from the only home you have ever known. Thousands of terrified men walk beside you. Most have never traveled farther than a few miles from their village. Many have never held a weapon. You march for weeks. Food becomes scarce. Blisters cover your feet. Disease spreads through camp. Some men die before ever reaching the battlefield. Then one morning, you see them. The enemy, across an open field, rows upon rows of soldiers. And behind them, knights, mounted on massive war horses, covered head to toe in steel. They look less like men and more like monsters. Your heart pounds, your hands shake. The order comes. Hold the line! Do not run! The ground begins to tremble. The knights charge. The sound is deafening. Hooves thunder across the earth. Metal crashes against metal. Men scream. The formation collapses. Suddenly, the battle becomes chaos. You stab blindly, push desperately, fight simply to stay alive. A man beside you loses his arm. Another disappears beneath horse hooves. Blood soaks the ground. Mud becomes red. Hours feel like minutes. Minutes feel like hours. When the battle finally ends, the field is covered with bodies. Thousands of them. Yet somehow, you survived. Survival changes everything. A minor noble notices your courage, or perhaps your brutality. Whatever the reason, he offers you a chance. You become a squire. For the first time in your life, you are close to power. Your duties are endless. You clean armor. You sharpen swords. You maintain horses. You carry equipment. You prepare meals. You run messages. You obey every command instantly. The work is exhausting. But unlike your life as a peasant, there is now a purpose. Every day you learn. You learn how knights fight. You learn how castles function. You learn how nobles think. At night, you train. Wooden swords become steel. Your muscles grow stronger. Your posture changes. Your confidence grows. Years pass. The frightened peasant slowly disappears. A warrior emerges. You dream of something impossible. Knighthood. The day finally arrives. You kneel before nobles, clergy, and warriors. A sword touches your shoulder. The ceremony is brief, but its meaning is enormous. Rise, Sir Knight. Everything changes. You now wear armor worth more than an entire village. Steel covers your body. A war horse carries you into battle. People bow when you pass. Peasants step aside. You possess land, income, authority, respect. But your new life carries enormous risks. You are expected to fight. Always. Rebellions, border conflicts, civil wars, crusades. Every campaign may be your last. When armies clash, you ride directly toward danger. Lances shatter, swords ring against armor, arrows darken the sky. One mistake means death, or worse, capture. A captured knight becomes a prisoner. Months, years, locked inside stone towers while ransom negotiations continue. Your status has elevated you, but it has also painted a target on your back. Then, fate performs its greatest miracle. Through war, marriage, inheritance, or political genius, you gain the crown. A heavy golden crown settles upon your head. The kingdom is yours. Castles, cities, armies, treasuries, everything belongs to you. When you speak, thousands obey. When you command, armies march. When you sign a decree, entire regions change forever. You dine on roasted feasts, drink imported wines, sleep beneath embroidered silk. Yet power reveals its true nature. The higher you climb, the fewer people you trust. Every noble seeks influence. Every rival seeks advantage.
Every foreign king seeks weakness. Poison becomes a constant fear. Assassination becomes a constant possibility. Even your family becomes dangerous. Brothers covet your throne. Sons grow impatient. Allies become enemies overnight. While you sit in luxury, disasters unfold. Famine strikes villages. Plague spreads through cities. Rebellions erupt. Foreign armies gather at your borders. Every decision carries consequences measured in thousands of lives. You have reached the top of the medieval world. The dream every peasant could never imagine. Absolute power, absolute wealth, absolute authority, and absolute isolation. Because at the summit, there is no one left beside you. Only enemies, only responsibility, only fear. You escaped the mud. You survived the battlefield. You earned your armor. You claimed the crown. But as you stare out across your kingdom, a final question remains.
Was the climb worth the cost? Or was the happiest moment of your life the day before you began climbing at all?